Good morning, everyone. Before we start, may I request somebody to lead us the prayer. Before we start our class today, I would like to remind you with our virtual classroom rules. These are our virtual classroom rules. First, mute your microphone when someone is speaking. Second, unmute your microphone and open your camera if possible when answering or asking questions. Third, ask questions politely and listen to someone who is speaking. Okay? Now, I was going to ask you what you have learned in our previous lesson. What was our lesson yesterday all about? Anybody from the class? Okay. We discussed about quadratic equation, solving quadratic equation using extracting the square root and using factoring. Okay. Alright, now I want you to click the link I type in our chat box below. This will lead you to quizzes.com. There you can see and read the directions of the activity. I will give you 5 minutes to finish the activity. Okay, now please click for the link that I have typed in the chat box below. Sign up using your Google account. Step 2, click and join a game button. Then step 3, click enter a join code and input this code 59686241. Then click join game. Choose a letter of your correct answer. I will give you 5 minutes to finish the activity. Okay? Okay, I just want to remind you that this is the structure of our quiz. What is the factor form of this equation? X squared minus 24s plus 144 is equal to 0. We have our second question. What is the factored form of 16k squared plus 16k plus 4? Find the roots of x squared is equal to 16. What is the product of x plus 2 quantity times x minus 2 quantity? Find the roots of the quadratic equation 4n squared plus 8n plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, you may start the quiz now. Please go to quizzes.com and click the link that I have provided in the chat box. Okay, now we're going to start our quizzes. Okay, now let us see who got the perfect score. Rico John Lloyd got the perfect score, while Rika ranked second. Rika has incorrect answer in question number 2 and question number 5. Okay, thank you. Now what I'm doing, okay. Now I want you to transform the following quadratic functions in the form of y is equal to a times x minus h quantity squared plus k, then graph using vertex and axis of symmetry. I will give you 5 minutes to complete the activity. You may send your screenshot or photo of your answer to my messenger account or to my Gmail account. Here are the quadratic functions. We have number 1, y is equal to negative times x squared minus 4x quantity plus 1. And we have number 2, 2x squared plus 6x minus 3 is equal to 3. Is equal to 3 minus y. Okay, are you done, class? Since you are all done, now please open GeoGebra app and answer this problem right here. The name of this activity is kick that ball. So you will be given 20 minutes to solve this problem. We have here, Mara kick a ball into the air. The height y in feet of the ball after x seconds can be modeled by the quadratic function y is equal to negative 16 x squared plus 32x. The arc formed by the ball is a curve called parabola. Now the graph, now graph the actual parabola formed by the given function above and answer the questions below. Number 1, what is the opening of the parabola? Number 2, what are the coordinates of the turning point of the parabola? Number 3, what is the equation of the line that divides the parabola into 2 equal parts? Number 4, at what point or points does the parabola intersect or intersects the x-axis? And 5, at what points or points does the parabola intersect or intersects the y-axis? You may send your screenshot or photo of your answer to my messenger account or to my Gmail account. Okay, are you done, class? Okay, since you are all done, now how did you find the activity? Okay, were you able to answer the questions based on the graph? If not, let us investigate further. Now let's open GeoGebra app to investigate further. Okay, what did you do first in graphing the quadratic function? Y is equal to negative 16 x squared plus 32x. So let's open GeoGebra. I will just clear this all. Okay. Now let's grab. We have y. Just gonna put it right here. We have y minus negative 16 x squared, okay, plus 32x. Let's see what the graph looks like. Where's the graph? There it is. So what did you do first in graphing the quadratic function? Actually, when you don't, what you did is just transforming the quadratic equation or quadratic function into the vertex form using completing the square. Okay, so here are the steps in solving quadratic functions using completing the square. Step 1, we have to divide all terms by a, or by the coefficient of x squared. Then second, we have to move the number term c to the right side of the equation. Then we have complete the square on the right side of the equation by multiplying 1/2 to the middle term and square the product. Where is the middle term? The middle term is right here, -2. So we have to multiply it by 1/2. We get -1, and we have to square it. So we get +1, and we just add both sides. Add +1 to both sides. So that is step 3. Step 4, add the obtained square to both sides of the equation. So all you have to do is to follow these steps. So now, okay. Oh shit. Okay. Now, y is in this form, form of quadratic function, y is equal to a times x minus h quantity squared plus k, is a vertex form of a quadratic function. So what you did earlier is transforming the quadratic function into the vertex form, or in this form. So now I want you to observe the graph. So here, what do you see in the graph? Yes, it opens downward. Okay. What do you see in the graph of -16x squared plus 32? It opens, yes, it opens downward. When I change it into this, y is equal to positive 16x squared plus 32 x. Okay, what happened to the graph? What happened to the graph? So, yes, it opens upward. Very good. So, okay. Notice that the quadratic function y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c when a is greater than 0. Where is our a here? Yes, this 16. Greater than 0. So the graph opens upward. Then the graph opens downward when a is lesser than 0. So the turning point of the parabola is called a vertex with the coordinate h and k. In this case, the vertex is at 1 and 16. Let me show you where is the vertex, the turning point. So here, so we have extremum 1 and 1 have the coordinates 1, 16. 1 and 16. Our x is 1 and our y is 16. Or in the vertex form, we have 1 is equal to h is equal to 1 and our k is equal to 16. So now the vertex is 1 and 16. There is a line called the Axis of Symmetry, which divides the graph into parts such that one half of the graph is a reflection of the other half. Okay, so where is the Axis of Symmetry here? That divides the graph into two equal parts. Very good. The axis of symmetry is what? 1. X is equal to 1. Since axis of symmetry is x is equal to 1. So let me go back into my slide. Here it is. The parts of a parabola. What divides the graph is the axis. What divides the graph, the parabola, into equal parts, into two equal parts, is what we call the axis of symmetry. Okay. Why do we need to transform quadratic function into vertex form? Y is equal to a times x minus h quantity squared plus k. Why do we need to transform it in this? Why do we need to transform quadratic function into vertex form? Yes, because we can easily locate the coordinates of the vertex. If the quadratic function is expressed in the form y is equal to a, or in the form of vertex form, in the form of y is equal to a times x minus h quantity squared plus k, h and k, h comma k is our coordinate of our vertex. Okay. Then the line or the axis of symmetry is just our h. Okay, x is equal to h. So whatever the value of h rather, is the axis of symmetry. So kana siya. If ang atong h is 1, so we have our axis of symmetry, x is equal to 1. Okay. And k is the minimum and maximum value of the function. The graph intersects the x-axis at, let me go back. Okay. So, the graph intersects the x-axis at 0 and 0, 0 and 2, 0. So, here it is. Our y-intercept is just the 0, 0, and we have 2, 0. So that is our, those are our y-intercepts. Oh no, it's not y-intercept, it's x-intercept. Okay, sorry, it's an x-intercept. Okay, we have also the y-intercept. So if we're going to define y-intercept when x is equal to 0, then we have our what? Y-intercept. Okay, just remember that. So in this graph, our y-intercept is 0, 0 is in the region. We have 2 x-intercepts and 1 y-intercepts. Okay. So for 5 minutes, examine the graph that I flashed on the screen, and I want you to answer the following. Determine or examine the vertex, the opening of the parabola, the axis of symmetry, and the intercepts, the x and y intercepts. You may send your screenshot or photo of your answer to my Messenger account or to my Gmail account. So, again, I want you to open GeoGebra app and sketch the graph of the following quadratic functions. Identify the vertex, direction of the opening of the parabola, the intercepts. State also whether the vertex is a minimum or maximum point, and write the equation of the axis of symmetry. I will give you 5 minutes to finish the activity. Okay, here are the quadratic functions. Okay, now I want you to click the link that I have provided in the chat box below. This is a 10-item quiz, and I will give you 5 minutes to answer this quiz because this is really so simple. Okay, I just want you to be reminded with the structure of our we have question number 1. It's supposed to be number 1. Which of the following could be the equation of the parabola? All you have to do is to choose your correct answer. Second is determine the y-intercept of the graph. Third, what is the axis of symmetry of the graph that is being shown here? And what is the vertex of the parabola? Number 5, describe the graph of f of x is equal to negative x squared plus 6x minus 24. 6. What is the y-intercept of the parabola defined by the equation y is equal to x plus 2 quantity squared? 8. What is the minimum value of the graph of the quadratic function y is equal to x squared plus 4x? And 8. What is the vertex of the parabola having the equation y is equal to x minus 3 quantity squared plus 1? Number 9 rather. What is the graph of the quadratic function? What is the graph of a quadratic function? So, then number 10, which of the following describes the parabola having the equation y is equal to negative x squared minus 3? Okay, we're going to start our quiz. Our first Rico John Lloyd. So let's see if at where part did the two get the wrong or an incorrect answer. So we have here John Lloyd Rico rank 1. John Lloyd has incorrect answer in question number 6 and incorrect answer in question number 8 and question number 10. However, Rika has, let me count the incorrect answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So 5 incorrect answers. Thank you. So our next activity for the next 15 minutes, I want you to solve this problem. The general projectile function. If an object is thrown straight up from the top of a building h feet tall with an initial velocity of v feet per second, then the height of the object as a function of time can be modeled by the quadratic function h of t is equal to 16x squared plus vt plus h, where h of t is the height of an object in feet, t seconds after it is thrown. This is a general projectile motion. If Mara hits the ball at 3 feet above the ground with an initial velocity of 32 feet per second, the path of the ball is given by the function h of t. is equal to negative 16t squared plus 32 plus 3. If Clara kicked the ball at 4 feet above the ground with an initial level of velocity of 16 feet per second, then the path of the ball is given by the function h of t is equal to negative 16t squared plus 16t plus 4. So here, your task, without graphing, determine the vertex, the direction of the opening of the parabola, the axis of symmetry, and the y-intercept of each of the general projectile function given above. You may send your screenshot or photo of your answer to my Messenger account or to my Gmail account. So, please do some advanced study or research on solving quadratic functions using quadratic equations. This is not quadratic equations. Using quadratic, sorry, that's typographical error. Using quadratic formula. Thank you and God bless everyone. Thank you everyone. Goodbye class.